Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Tasmania's marginal make or break electorates are set to shape the next government. Political pundits are most focused on the ejector seat of Bass, where the coalition have a razor-thin margin.
Vote early, just not so early you beat the cameras arriving if you're Ross Hart. But he went round again for a quick pick next to his son. The second round he's really after, though, is leading Bass.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to change the government.
Having been kicked to the curb at the last election, Ross recycled his political ambition.
I've been working around the community for over 12 months.
He's hoping to see the back of Bridget Archer and for her to join the long list of one-term wonders.
I hope that the people of Bass see themselves in me.
Bass is the coalition's most marginal seat in the country. There's just 0.4% in it. The former Georgetown mayor hopes she can separate the candidate from the Prime Minister.
We should go from here to Canberra and represent your views.
The Liberals are desperate to hang on to Bass, but history isn't on their side. The seat has flipped between the two major parties for the past 12 years. So, will Archer hit the bullseye? Or will Ross break her heart? That's for the election's overlords to decide, the voters who waited their turn to shape the nation. Independent Andrew Wilkie and Labor's Julie Collins are strong favourites to return in Clark and Franklin. Gavin Pearce's future in Braddon is less certain, going in with a 3.1% buffer against Chris Lynch. And while Brian Mitchell was pulled away during campaigning, he returned to the spotlight to shore up support in Lyons.
It's gone like a flash, to be honest. I mean, the last 3 years have just gone so quickly, but I'm looking forward to the next term. Only problem with voting above the line, you can't vote for Eric last.
Eric's been elbowed from top of the Senate ticket. Will the Senate snub spell the end of his 28-year reign in the upper house?
Either way, it's a great privilege to be a Liberal candidate and a great privilege to be a Liberal senator.
And when it comes to who to vote for, Tasmanians are torn.
They're making up their mind as they come down the line.
It's very difficult to choose from one to the other.
Still haven't quite decided, but it won't be Labor or Liberal.
What's the bigger deal today, the footy or the election?
Definitely the footy.
Yeah, definitely the footy.
For some of these candidates, the final siren has sounded. Tom Johnson, 7 Tasmania News.
Turning to the day's other news for now, and Tasmania's COVID count has remained steady, with just under 1,000 new cases recorded for a second straight day. There are now 6,316 people in the state with COVID. 50 people remain in hospital with the virus, while 28 of those are being treated specifically for it. One person is in ICU. A 35-year-old Summerhill man has died after crashing his motorbike on a suburban street. Police say he was travelling on Wentworth Street in Newstead when he lost control just after 7 o'clock last night.
It's a residential area. People were on the scene quite quickly and rendered assistance. He was attended to by Ambulance Tasmania. They did take him to hospital. Unfortunately, he died of his injuries.
Investigators are still working out whether speed or alcohol were factors. A report will be prepared for the coroner. The lights will be turned off for good tonight at Tasmania's only ice rink, with the site's owners choosing to close it. However, a passionate campaign to keep ice sports alive continues, with the future of hundreds of athletes now unclear.
One last skate before these stars no longer have a place to call home.
Really sad that I won't be able to do it for a bit. We normally talk about how we hope that there's going to be a new rink that opens.
Despite a passionate plea led by Ice Sports Tasmania to attract new investors, the Glenorchy rink couldn't be saved. The site's owners will push ahead with plans to repurpose the site.
Emotions are really high. There's been a few tears, and I think there's a lot of anxiety within the community about what happens next.
Bidding farewell to more than 40 years of history inside the building.
I've been here for at least the last 15. It's been a great community in teaching figure skaters, ice hockey players.
Many still finding a chance to smile and celebrate what was.
Yeah, we just got everyone to wear fun, bright colours, just to enjoy themselves, played a few games. and yeah, just to encourage, keep people happy and keep them enthused about the sport.
Athletes have now been left out in the cold but aren't giving up the fight for a new facility.
The fight is absolutely not over. I feel like it's less of a fight. I feel like it's a very collegial sort of approach.
In the meantime, participants will be forced to travel interstate to play the sports they love.
Fundraising, saving money, doing chores, anything we can to raise the money so we can keep up the sport.
Tasmania's Sport Minister says he's held discussions with a number of investors and government bodies with the goal of building a new facility to secure the future of ice sports.
We've got over 100 years of history in ice sports in Tasmania, and across that time there have been pauses where we haven't had a rink, and so this is one of those. It's a pause, it is absolutely not a full stop.
Grace Evans, 7 Tasmania News.
Salamanca market stall holders are celebrating the end of COVID restrictions at the event. The removal of capacity limits means thousands can attend without boundary ropes or long entry queues. The Stallholder Association says that the changes will reduce the burden on organisers.
We have had quite a few stalls that haven't come back post-COVID, so hopefully this will encourage them to return to the market and we can be trading again as the full Salamanca market with all 300 stalls.
Businesses say it's been a tough year, but now they're looking forward to regular trading and the market's authentic experience returning. The Clarence City Alderman is backing the formation of a Greater Southern Council. At Monday's council meeting, Tony Mulder will seek support for a proposed merger of the Sorell, Tasman and Clarence councils and part of Glamorgan at Spring Bay. He says the move would free up funding which could be used to create jobs and local services. It follows the Launceston and Devonport City Councils supporting mergers in their areas.
Kingborough striking first just 3 minutes in. It was the first of 4 first quarter majors. The Tigers up by 20 points at the opening change.
He's got the hands on the footy like a banana, so Luke Graham, he puts that through.
Their dominance continuing in the second quarter. 2 goals to none, extending their lead to 33 points by the half. Clarence, however, found a spark in the third as Colin Garland got involved. The ruse coming to life. A 5-goal-to-2 term saw them 14 points down with a quarter to play.
Jared Harper now. Hit as he kicked, but he's worked it back majestically.
With it all on the line in the final term, Jordan Lane stepped up for Kingborough.
He runs around onto the right.
There it is.
Kicks the goal.
The Tigers flying high in second position. At KG5, Launceston and Glenorchy felt like a gigantic mismatch from the opening bounce. A tough first quarter saw the Blues kick 4 goals to 1 to lead by 22 points. The reigning premiers kicked away in the second, but Glenorchy did offer some resistance.
Great strength from Blake White. On his left, through, it's through. Glenorchy kicked in the second.
However, the Blues led by 57 points at the main break. Launceston piling on goals and heaping more misery on one of local footy's historical powerhouses. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
After a dream run in their debut season that no one could have imagined, the team is finally getting its chance to celebrate their inaugural season, with the MVP Awards getting underway tonight. Let's go to our reporter Grace Evans, who is live at the Elwick Function Centre. And Grace, well, what a year it's been for Tasmania's team.
Absolutely, Tom. It's certainly been a season of incredible moments, and tonight is no exception. The first MVP for the club will be recognised for their efforts alongside several other awards. Now, tonight's event's actually been postponed several times, and that's due to the Jackies' winning streak. Now, I'm joined by fan favourite and, of course, a star in his own right, Jack McVeigh. Jack, what a journey it has been. How does it feel? Have you had a chance to reflect on it?
I've had to take a few moments because it's been a crazy season, and just taking a moment to notice what this club's put together, how much Tassie's embraced this has been unbelievable. So a few cold swims in the beach and a couple of nice long nights. It's been good, and I've enjoyed every moment of it.
Yeah, you've been inside the franchise and you've been able to see the culture that's been cultivated. Based on that, do you have a tip for who might take home that MVP award tonight? No doubt you'll be getting some votes yourself.
I would have to say the little fiery, athletic Josh Adams. The energy he brings, the cheers that they hear when he attacks the rim, my vote's for him.
And what's the plans for you in the off-season?
Just get better. Who knows where the off-season will take me, whether it's back home, see the family in Hobart, building the Tasmania Jack Jumper brand, or just taking some time off to get better at basketball.
Thanks so much for joining us, Jack, and best of luck to you tonight. Now, players, coaches and off-court staff have all already started heading into the venue, and all the action is due to kick off in about 10 minutes. Tom?
Yeah, time to pop the champagne, Grace. It's going to be a fantastic night and a great cross too. A well-earned celebration for the team. Well, no celebrations, however, in the NBL 1. The Hobart Chargers lost both of their matches to Ringwood overnight. The men's side blew a 24-point lead in the third term to lose 91-87. Haley Froling was best on for the home side. He slammed down 30 points. The women's side went down 87-60. More than 160 drivers have taken to one of Tasmania's most iconic racetracks for a test of endurance. The Baskerville 1000 event began this morning with rev heads battling it out. Consisting of 2 6-hour races, the cars which enter must have been bought for less than $1,000. Drivers pushed themselves to the limit, with some coming unstuck, one car having a near miss on the home straight. And not much in that. Well, the second race begins tomorrow morning at 10:30. And finally, in tonight's sport, paraquad athletes have converged on Tasmania for the Boccia state titles today. The precision sport continues to grow in popularity, with the most players ever turning out to compete. It was high stakes as they took to the court in Moona, vying for a win. And all the action continues tomorrow and will conclude with presentations. So it should be a fantastic night at Elwick too, Louise, for the Jack Jumpers MVP Awards. I think Jack McVeigh may be up there as some of the fans' MVP, but certainly a lot going in the running. It's been a fantastic season for them, hasn't it?
Hasn't it been just amazing to watch? It really makes you proud to be a Tasmanian. I can't wait again for next season. Thanks for that, Tom.
Good evening. 16 was the state's top today across Devonport, Burnie and Launceston. Hobart 13. Laiwini and Strawn reaching 12-14 in St Helens and King Island 15. On the close-up, a patchy cloud is seen about the north coast and southwest, mostly clear skies elsewhere. Further out shows extensive cloud over New South Wales and Queensland, with northern Australia mostly cloud-free. Tomorrow, a slow moving high remains to the west of Tasmania, while a cold front crosses the west of WA. Southwesterly winds tomorrow 10 to 15 knots, swells up to 2.5 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. A frost warning is current for the central north, Midlands, East Coast and upper Derwent Valley forecast districts. Tomorrow's forecast now 14 and partly cloudy across Hobart and Richmond, ooze 13. In the north, mostly sunny about Launceston and Devonport, 12 in Deloraine. Burnie and Curry tomorrow, 14, partly cloudy in Strawn. St Helens and Swansea, mostly sunny, and 15 in Whitemark. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast now. Monday, areas of morning frost with light showers in the south. Tuesday morning, frost and fog with a chance of showers about the south and east coast. And Wednesday, showers developing about the north and east coast, fine elsewhere. Capital cities 24 and showers developing in Perth tomorrow. Adelaide mostly sunny and 33 in Broome. And currently Hobart 7 and partly cloudy, Launceston 8 and clear, Devonport 10 degrees. That's all in weather tonight, Lou.
Wonderful. Thanks for that, Jackie. And that's all your news for this Saturday evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Stay with us here on 7 Tasmania throughout the evening as your votes are tallied and Australia elects its 47th Parliament. We'll also have the full wrap-up for you in tomorrow night's bulletin. But for now, enjoy your evening and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.